and welcome to Pillow Talk with Angela. I'm your host, Angela Stribling, and wow, it's a new year, 2023. 2022 was amazing. I mean, lots of ups, lots of downs, but it's all, it's all life, the circle of life. One of the things that a lot of people struggle with is addiction. Alcohol addiction, drug addiction, food addictions. And I have a very dear friend. In fact, we grew up in Buffalo, New York together. Who knew she'd grow up to be such a great writer? I had no idea. I just knew her as Darlene from down the street, my good friend. But she is a great author, and I read her good book. She talks about addiction and her own journey with addiction, which is why I fell so in love with her book. It's called Why Did Sally Relapse? I'm going to let her tell you all about it. But even for people like myself who don't struggle with addiction, you can always use some good inspiration. And she gives you such gems that are Bible based just on living. So, with no further ado, I'd love to introduce my friend, author Darlene Grant. Welcome to the show.
Welcome and thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure
I'm
to be
so
here.
happy. Thank you, Darlene. I meant what I said. I mean, I had no idea all these years that you were such a great writer. And you wrote this book a little while ago, and I didn't read it. I didn't have it. But recently, at my mom's memorial, you and I reconnected. And I read your book. And
Mhm.
once I started reading it, it was such a quick read. I'm so proud of you. And, I'm sure a lot of people are
Thank
kind
you.
of saying the same thing. So, I know I'm going on and on and on. But first of all, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm grateful to be here.
Oh, that's awesome. There's a little bit of a delay, but that's okay. We'll just keep on going. I don't know why there's a delay, but it happens on these things. So tell us about your book. I mean, I know you were very transparent about your own journey, your own struggle with addiction. Uh, Tell us about why you wrote the book.
I wrote this book because I was angry at what addiction had done to my life. I lost my career, my relationships, my credit. So I was angry and I wanted to expose this evil for what it is and help people to understand. And I want addicts to know that God hears their cries. He hears your prayers and he wants to help you.
Yeah, that's
Continue,
so
continue
beautiful.
to cry out to him in prayer.
Yeah,
Cry out to him in prayer. And the Lord, your higher power, he's here to help you. He wants to help you. And he understands that a lot of addicts out there do not want to use. They're
yeah.
using only because of that urge to use. They're addicted and they cannot break that urge to use. But
And
your
Darlene,
higher
it's funny.
power,
Yeah,
he
it's funny
staged,
that
he
you say that. I mean, because it's so true. I mean, I did have an addiction. A lot of people are so surprised when they learn that I used to smoke cigarettes. And that was so, I mean, it was an addiction. And, I was 23 years old and I'm driving around, I had been hanging out with my friends, and we went to a club, and I had stopped smoking cigarettes for about 6 months. So I figured, hey, I know how to quit. So I went out with my friends, and then, I've never been a big drinker, but I'd have a glass of wine or something with my friends. And I figured I already know how to quit. So now that I've quit, I can have a cigarette now that I'm out here. And I had a glass of wine. And once, doesn't work like that. You're either smoking or you're not. So here I am, back addicted to smoking. And like you, I used my faith. I was smoking and I'm driving, and I needed a cigarette so badly that it was like I had an out of body experience. I'm going through my little ashtray looking for a cigarette butt so I could smoke a cigarette. And I just caught myself. That was my aha moment. I'm like, this is so not me. And, just asked God to just really help me with this addiction, and then gave it up for Lent. And then I decided the smoking and the drinking go hand in hand. And again, was never really a big drinker, but I, never really liked the alcohol anyway. So I gave them both up. And it was hard. It was hard. And so I know that, people say that crack cocaine, and that was your drug of choice, right?
Yes. And the urge to use is literally satanic. It is so strong. And that's why addicts can't quit. And God understands that.
Yeah.
And that's why he's staging an intervention, because without his help, addicts would die in their addiction. So God is staging an intervention, and he wants to help addicts. So keep reaching out to him. Surrender. Let the Lord know. Let your higher power know that you want to surrender your will. You don't want to do it your way anymore. I had to tell the Lord, I don't want to do this my way. I'm willing to give control of my life over to you. If you will just get this drug out of my life, I will serve you. And the Lord will awaken. He'll take your addiction, awaken dreams in you. And he'll awaken these dreams, and you will start doing the things you were created to do. So
Darlene, I
surrender to the Lord.
Say that, they believe in God and they're trying to quit drugs and alcohol, and they think they're doing it, but it doesn't always work out. They might start off with the right idea and go a week or so. So what do you recommend they do?
I would recommend that they do it the Lord's way. You must, the power that it takes to kill that addiction requires a relationship. So I would ask that you continue to go to your meetings, but you must go to your house of prayer and form a relationship with your higher power, because he is the one that's going to direct your life. You make him the head of your life. Depend on him, and he will break your addiction. He'll keep it at bay. He'll awaken dreams in you, and you'll be able to live the life that you're really called to live. And he will get you. He will get you where.
Yeah, I heard
you get you where you need to be.
Surrender. That's a big part of it, isn't it?
Absolutely. You can't do it on your own. You have to turn your will over to God. Don't, and that's where a lot of people, when they get clean, they think that they can manage their lives on their own, and you can't, because that power, that relationship you have with your higher power is actually what keeps the addiction away. So you must develop a relationship with your higher power.
Yeah.
To keep this drug at bay.
Writing this book, it seems like that was probably healing in and of itself, just being able to get it to pen and paper, your story. Was it healing for you as well, writing it?
It was absolutely healing for me. And when my higher power, the Lord, took this addiction away from me, he awakened my dream to write. I always wanted to be a writer, but I was only inspired after my addiction, after I was clean, after I received sobriety. So he awakened the dream in me that I had since childhood. And so I started writing every day. I started writing my book. And
now, was this after?
I'm grateful to.
Were you writing while you were addicted, or
after?
This was all after?
No, after I got clean, after the addiction was gone, because one of the things God will do, he'll start to put your life back in order. And like I said, so he awakened this dream in me that I've always had. And so then I was able to write. When you're addicted, the only thing you can choose to do is use. And so addicts can barely get to work, let alone to try to write a book. So after I received sobriety, I was able to write my book. And it was through the help of God, my higher power.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also,
go on.
Well, I was just going to say that also the Lord will set you on your path, but there's a lot of things in the addict's life that have been neglected that they have to, that addicts have to take care of, because a lot of addicts don't know what to do after they receive sobriety. And I suggest that you continue to go to meetings, but also go to your house of prayer and start to work on the things in your life that have been neglected for years. Go to the dentist. Start making your dental appointments, your doctor's appointments that have been neglected. Start cleaning up, not only yourself, but your house, even your basement. Clean up around your house, whether you rent or own, because you need to stay busy. You need to learn what it feels like to be doing the right thing instead of using. Keep yourself busy. And the Lord will awaken these dreams and direct your life if you depend on him.
And Darlene, it sounds very basic, the things that you're saying, but I get it. I mean, I have seen it firsthand. There's addiction in my family. And, many people have addiction in their family or close friends, and you don't know what to do. You don't know how to help your loved ones. And those very things that you're saying, the very basics go unattended, because, like you said, an addict only desires the drug. But it's not 24/7, right? I mean, you're not like craving for the drugs constantly. Out in those times that you're not, you just don't feel like cleaning up or doing productive things.
Yeah, but the time that you're not addicted or that your urge to use hasn't happened really is the time you have to schedule strategically and try to get things done, try to make it to that meeting. No, I don't believe addicts are addicted 24/7. There is a part of the addiction kicks in at some time during their day, but there is times, but like you said, it's hard to get motivated when you are addicted because your whole life schedule is out of whack.
It's like a vicious
sleeping all day.
And
all night. It's a different lifestyle. And
to the point of, as I mentioned, that of someone that you care about who has an addiction and wanting to help them. Most people say you can't really. They're the ones who have to make the decision that they're ready to be clean. But is there anything that you think someone on the outside could do to kind of steer them more to the direction of seeking help? Or are you helpless?
I think it really is difficult if the person doesn't want it. But I think you can offer to maybe go to a meeting with them. Pray. You have to keep praying for them. Pray for them. Ask them tell them you'll go to a meeting with them. But they really do have to want it. It's nothing that can be forced. You can't force their help or
Right.
force, your help on them.
Yeah, because then it goes in the opposite direction.
They have to want it. But I would say, yeah, but I would say to just offer to go to a meeting with them or pray for them. Um, and there's not a lot you can do because
prayer is very powerful.
you'll
And
hesitate them.
maybe one of the things is to offer your book to people. As I mentioned when I was introducing you, I had no idea that you were such a great writer, and it's almost like a workbook of sorts. People who are struggling and don't know how to break free of the addiction, that you do offer ways at things that people can do just through your own experience. It's not everyone has to do it the same way you did it, but it offers some good ideas, a place to start. Because I know a lot of people, as you said, they don't want to be addicted, but they are. And it's a vicious cycle and they don't know how to break out of it. So I've mentioned your book. What is it? Why Did Sally Relapse? Do you have it there with you? Could you show us the cover?
Yes, we do.
I figured you'd have that book handy. Why Did Sally Relapse? So that book, I mean, it was such a quick read. And people can get it on Kindle. They can get it on Amazon. I guess wherever books are sold.
Yes, and Westbow Press is the name of the publishing company. But
Awesome.
like you said, yeah, Amazon or Westbow Press or anywhere.
Well, what I really love is that, not only are we getting the word out today, but in fact, I want to write it in the comments here. Why did Sally relapse? Let's see if I can do that.
Angela, it's time to drink a glass of water.
Okay, maybe I cannot. Anyway, it's Why Did Sally Relapse? The author is Darlene Grant. And Darlene, you're getting ready to do something pretty exciting, which I'm so happy about and proud of you. So what is it, every Saturday, 2 o'clock? And this will be on your Facebook page. Tell everybody.
Yes.
Okay, so.
I'll be making videos once a week on Saturday, as Angela said, and at 2 o'clock. And I'll have videos posted about my book on my Facebook page, on YouTube, and Instagram. So
awesome.
I'm going to start. You'll be able to see videos starting Saturday.
Fantastic.
Next
Just
Saturday.
Look at the name right there, Darlene Grant, starting on Saturday, 2 o'clock. You'll tune in to Darlene Grant, and she's going to have excerpts. I'm assuming you're going to read a little bit from the book and take questions, comments, things like that every Saturday. Please support my friend. And if you are struggling with addiction, or if you know someone who is, or close family member, close friend, anyone who can use the help, I'm telling you, the book is a great way to start. And Darlene, congratulations to you. I'm so proud of you. Who knew? Really amazing.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. I'll be right there on Saturday at 2 o'clock. I'll be checking you out. That's Darlene Grant. Make sure that you all, thank you, Darlene. Make sure that you all go to her Facebook page. And also she said on her YouTube page, that's Darlene Grant. As you can see, Darlene Grant, and the name of her book. In fact, you might want to just pick up the book in advance so you'll know what she's talking about. And it's Why Did Sally Relapse? And that's everywhere books are sold. Thank you for watching. And of course, you're going to hear this on 96.3 WHUR Sunday night, every Sunday night. We're right after Manzi Pullen and the original Quiet Storm. And of course, Sirius XM channel 141. You can follow me on all social media at Angela Stribling, and this is a show where we normally talk all about relationships, how to be inspired, everything that just keeps you living your best life. I'm all about that. Thank you again. God bless you. Happy New Year. We're going to make 2023 the best year yet.